Cosine law. When we need to find the missing side or missing angle of a triangle that's not right angle, we can use the cosine law. So the key here is this time we do not have a right angle. Definition. The arccos of an angle is the inverse cosine of that angle. It's written as cos to the -1 exponent. Now in previous units we've seen when we had a negative exponent, that meant that we did 1 over whatever we were working with, whatever number we were working with, or if we were working with a fraction, we turned the fraction upside down. Keep in mind, it does not mean 1 over the cosine in this case. It has a different connotation. To use your calculator to determine arccos, you usually pressed Shift or the second function button on your calculator and then the cos button. Let's take a look at the formulas that we've got to work with here. These are our cosine law formulas. If we're given a triangle and we have side C and side B and the angle A, then we have enough information that we can calculate the length of side A. So if we have two sides and the angle in between them, we can calculate the side that's opposite the angle. Sometimes we think of this as side, angle, side. That's the rule. So when you've got side, angle, side, you can use the cosine rule. And similarly, if you have the length of the three sides, you can find any or all of the angles in the triangle. Let's try an example. Let's assume that this is angle A, this is side B, and this is side C. We're going to try to find side A. Using our cosine law, we know that a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2 times b times c times the cosine of angle A. Going with the information that we've got, that means we've got 9 squared plus 11 squared minus 2 times 9 times 11 times the cosine of 50 degrees. It's got 81 plus 121 minus 127.27. Working all of that out, we end up with 74.73. We want to find just A, so we're going to take the square root of 74.73, and we get 8.64. In this question, we've been given all of the sides and none of the angles, so we're going to work through the process of trying to find each of the angles. We're going to start off by making sure we label all of the sides appropriately. The sides are named in relation to the angles that they're opposite. So the side that is opposite angle A becomes side A, the side that's opposite angle B becomes side B, and the side opposite angle C becomes side C. So if I'm going to try to find angle A, I'm taking the arccos of A squared, which is 7 squared, minus B squared, 5 squared, minus C squared, which is 9 squared. Going to divide all that by -2 times B, 5, times C, which is equal to the arccos of 49 minus 25 minus 81 divided by -90, which is the arccos of -57 divided by -90, which is the arccos of 0.63333, repeating, which is 50.7 degrees. Angle B, we can follow the same process. Arccos, this time it's b squared, or 5 squared, minus a squared, 7 squared, minus c squared, which is 9 squared, divided by -2 times a times c. So it's the arccos of 25 minus 49 minus 81 divided by -2 times 7 times 9, which is equal to the arccos out of 126, -105 on top, which is equal to 33.56 degrees. And finally, angle C follows the same process, so I won't go through it in step by step. Which is equal to 95.74 degrees. Now, as a final thing, you can go through, and because we know that all of the angles A and B and C, all have to add together to 180, you can, in theory, once you've got two angles, find the third one simply by subtracting them from 180. I like to go through the process of using the formula, and then I've got a check at the end to say that 180 minus 33.56 minus 50.7 minus 95.74 should come out to 0 if I've done my math correctly. I end up with 0. Add this to your memory aid. Try the practice questions in the workbook and check your answers against the answer key.